I wanted to clarify a couple of things for you today that we've been talking about continuous and discrete and about the graphs that you're working with. So with continuous and discrete data, this is data that is individual points. Your domain, and we've been talking that this is your x value, is always going to be integers. Okay. The continuous data, this is data that is connected. With these graphs, your domain, or your x values, will be all real numbers. Meaning it could be positive, it could be negative, it could be decimals, it could be fractions, it can be any of those. Okay. So if I look at the graphs that are going to be all real numbers that are going to be continuous data, I have A, B, C, D, G, H, I, K, L, M, P, Q, S, T, U, and V. Those are all my ones that are going to be all real numbers. My graphs that are only discrete data are F, O, R, and U. Remember that we have taken out several graphs from our sets. We've taken out E, that's the one that looks like the circle. We've taken out J, that's the one that looks like kind of a double squiggle. We've taken out N, that's that C one, it's a sideways U, the C, and we've taken out R, and that's just the vertical line. Now we've taken out all of these graphs because they are non-functions. If I were to just do the vertical line test very quickly and draw, if I were to draw a vertical line down these graphs, it would touch it in more than one place, and our x can only have one y. So none of these graphs are functions, and this one it touches at every single point. And so these graphs, we're not really looking at them anymore. I would label them on the back. I would label them NF and just kind of put them off to the side, as we're not going to be dealing with them very much anymore. So what I had suggested for you to do tonight for homework was to start labeling each graph, because eventually what we're going to do is we're going to take all of our individual graphs and put them into one big large graphic organizer. In order to be able to do this, we're going to have to identify the graph and identify different parts of the graph. So for L, this is eventually what it's going to look like. We have the function written at the bottom of it, and then we have the domain. And in this case, the domain would be all real numbers because it's a continuous graph. So what I had suggested for you tonight to do for homework, because you're going to have to label all 22, was for you to be doing this piece. And then we'll get to the function part tomorrow during class. You'll have the all weekend to finish this graphic organizer, so if you don't get it done tonight, it's no big deal. This was just a suggestion for you to do. So for homework tonight, if you would like to, it is not required, but if you would like to, label the domains on each graph. So if it's a discrete graph, then it should have an integers label. Just like this one, it would say domain integers. And if it's a continuous graph, then it would say all real numbers. Okay? Tomorrow we're going to continue where we left off today, and we're going to be working on identifying the graphs with their particular functions and then putting them into their different function families.